man. Yeah, I gotta come at these young boys for this one. Somebody block me on top of it. Oh man, I'm loving it. Let's go. Hold up, it's more y'all. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to make sure I get everybody. Cause if y'all was on Twitter just now, man, stop playing with my name. Let me show you. All right, here we go. I'm gonna wait for some people to join up before I start talking. What's up, Pat? Man, people crazy. I don't understand it, man. I really don't get it. I really don't understand. I'm not even bullshitting. It's not even no hype, nothing. It's just really strange. Make sure y'all share this though, man. So I said on Twitter, same thing I said earlier in the live. So if you was on here for the live, you already know what I said, which is the secondary didn't quite do what it was supposed to do. He said he ready for this. Oh, I'm ready for it too, man. But the secondary didn't quite do what they were supposed to do, right? So I said that, you know what I mean? And I said the linebacking crew, I watched the whole game. I watched every run snap from the linebackers and the front seven. The front seven actually played well this game. Didn't do nothing wrong at all, really. Had one play, I think, up the gut for like 16 yards that I was like, all right, y'all wanted that one back. But for the most part, they did a good job on the ground, right? And I said, I can't be tripping because I seen, again, people like, oh, Kenneth Murray. I'm like, yo, it's either people don't understand what they're looking at, which I know they don't now, or people lying, which I know they are too, because people gave me detailed explanations. Mike Crum gave me detailed explanations as to why, the Demo had a bad game. Kenneth Murray had a bad game. Wilson had a bad game. Wilson and Morris and Demo had bad games because they had one tackle each. So that's the game because they're looking at stats. So you ain't watching no film, obviously. Um, Murray had a bad game because he did a gap exchange, which they was doing all game, and he actually made tackles on. Everybody did it all game, but I guess when you want to pick somebody out and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you will say certain things. And I did say this too, man. I said to myself, I said, I ain't gonna do no more film live because I keep getting struck. So if I get a strike today, it's gonna be because people was playing with me because y'all pissed me off, man. So he said I seen dude try to say you was glazing or some shit. That ain't even what I'm talking about. Me and him actually squared that off. On Twitter, people talking to me crazy and blocking me like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm like, yo, nobody watches as much film as me, man. I really do know that. And I don't gotta sit here and act like that's a badge of honor. It ain't. It's just I know what I'm talking about. But I hope y'all on here. It's only 12 of y'all on here so far. I know y'all was watching the game. You know what I mean? Y'all just gonna have to catch it later. And I'm going to screen record the segments that I'm talking about. And I'll put those out on Twitter. But we going to jump right in, man, because I did like a 15-minute piece of every run snap, explaining what's happening in every run fit too, so that people can understand. So we're going to do this one live. I was going to do the voiceover and then just, you know what I'm saying, switch out. But I said, fuck the voiceover, man. We're going to do it like this. We're going to do it. Do it live. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy though, man. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. People retarded. They really are. I'm going to give it a little bit of time. Let's see how much time left in the game. How much time left in the game? Let me see. If it's a lot of time left in the joint, then I'm going to go ahead and just rock out. Let me see. If it's almost over, there's seconds left. Like, what's up? Hold on. Game ain't on no more, is it? Or it's on commercial? Or is it? Oh, it's on commercial break. Where the game at? Game over? Good. They're gonna bring their asses over here. Cause game is over, right? Piss me off. But before we get into the film, let me show you what's at the end of the film. Cause this is what started this, right? This was started. He said, wow, they tripping on Twitter. You know they don't know the game, just saw we lost. Yeah, I understand that. But what game? It been over? Oh, all right. Game over, then it's cool. Then y'all should be over here. If it ain't over here, it ain't over here. All right, well, here, let me show you what they saying first off. I'll let y'all. We'll talk while this is rolling. You know what I mean? Let me see. Piss me off. Boom. There we go. See if I can blow this up. Yeah, y'all can read that while I read y'all's. Because this what started it. Pat said, I seen dude try to say he was glazing earlier. Like I said, we was cool. He said, wow, they tripping on Twitter. Boom, got that. Game been over. I said what up to everybody. He said, I love when they come at you like you ain't him, bro. I don't understand, man. All I need sometimes is motivation, man. They done gave it to me. But I ain't waiting no further because, like I said, it's 13 of y'all on here. Y'all must got to work tomorrow or something. So, all right, they just catch it later. I'm waiting for the cast that was on Twitter to talk to me, but whatever. Let's do this live. All right, so this first play you seen, Kenny Clark just killed him on this play, man. I thought this was an excellent play, but the front seven was doing shit like this all game long. All game. They played very well up front versus Minnesota. They didn't play very well on the back end, but this is the first run play of the game, the -3 yards, right? And I put the yardage up here too, so just so y'all can't lie. Now here, you see these guys jumped into their gap, right? This is how they're trained. Jump to your gap or get in your gap and then flow to the ball. Get to your gap, flow to the ball. Get to your gap, like you see Logan Wilson and Demo do here, flow to the ball. This is just linebacker one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? Get to your gap, flow to the ball. There are no yards being given up here. Just and no animals and no wildlife was hurt during the making of this video. Just so y'all know. All right, here. All right, you see on the edge here, right? I'm gonna show y'all what gap exchanges look like later because they did this all game long. They were either run blitzing or gap exchanging the whole game. And if you don't know what they are, I can see how you can get caught up thinking that a guy is jumping out of his gap because you don't know what he's trying to do or what he's doing. But here you go. On this play, Morris did good crashing down, but Quentin Williams came and kind of shoestring tackled him before Murray can make this tackle. But no yards still. I think it was like 7 yards on that play, 6 yards. You get what I'm saying? So no yards still given up yet, especially at the guys that you guys hating on. Murray didn't even play the whole game, so I don't even know how they picked him out of everybody in this crew. But this is the worst play of Morris Leofile. I mean, not Morris Leofile, but of Kenneth Murray's game. This is the worst play of Kenneth Murray from Kenneth Murray in this game. He jumped out of position on this particular play. Really was gap exchanging, but y'all can call it jumping out of position because that's what everybody did in this game. And it's only 2 yards, right? So you think that's a jump out of position. I'm going to let you think that until I show you the film because that's what all of our linebackers are trained to do. Like you see here, this is called a gap exchange. So you're going to see that defensive tackle, I don't know which one that is. I think that is I think it's Clark. I don't know who's over there. But you're gonna see that defensive tackle crash inside, and you see he scraped Murray. He's gonna scrape right here. These are gap exchanges and run fits and run blitzes. Okay. They do this in Eberflus's scheme all game long. Everybody. So you see how it worked there for 1 yard, right? He's gonna do it to the opposite side on the touchdown that everybody's talking about. And they're going to say he's jumping out of his gap, right? Pay attention, though, because I'm teaching here. This is training day. Stop playing with me, all right? These linemen here, all of the from Fowler over are crashing or are pinching the inside, right? So the C gap, the outside, right, is now the outside linebackers, both outside linebackers' responsibility. You get what I'm saying? And that's Kenneth Murray's gap there, right? So Kenneth Murray's gonna stay where he is. You see that? You see where Ezraku crashed inside? Did Morris Leofile just jump out of position? Did he? No, it's called a gap exchange. He's scraping. That's it. So this happens almost every play if you're watching. So don't tell me you watch film and you don't see that both Leofile and Demo both scraped while the defensive ends crashed inside to the B gap. So they exchanged gaps. And the gap exchange is a way to confuse an offensive line's run blocking scheme, especially when you're playing a zone blocking team, right? Now, on this particular play, he pressed his gap. That's Murray who pressed his gap, and then he flowed to the grass to the ball, right? That's what he's supposed to do. Get to your gap, press your gap, show color, and then get to the ball. But again, 1 yard. These plays are not giving up any yards. And they're doing this every play because they're asked to. All right. So let's just keep going. Because I ain't tripping here. But watch this. Boom. He crashes inside, right? Now, on this particular play, right, they were reading inside zone. Both Murray and Demo are reading inside zone on this play. But they're countering. This is a counter tray outside from a zone tray, a zone counter play to the outside, and they're reading Houston on this play. Houston crashes inside. If he crashed outside or stayed outside and contained, they would have ran inside, and then that 76 would have tried to peel Murray back so that he could have a gap run straight up the field. But because Houston crashes inside, boom, he takes the outside cut, and they get 9 yards on this play. That's the worst. That's the best block they got on Murray all night, and that's the worst run fit that he had all night. Now here, this is the touchdown. This again is a gap exchange, okay? His job here is to crash the outside, get to the C gap, which is his job. Remember this? Remember this exchange? Okay. As Araku crashes inside, Morris Leofile goes outside. Remember that movement. Remember the eye pattern. Remember this, because you're going to see it all game long, again and again. Now, what's this called? What's it called? Put it in the chat if you know what it's called. What's it called? This is called a gap exchange, okay? He's getting to his gap. This is not, his job is not to read the fullback. His job is to get to his gap and blitz the gap that's supposed to be open, which is where they're trying to force him to cut. But he ain't got to cut that way. Nobody does. You know why? Because in this particular play, Quinnen Williams, which we don't want to say, because this is why they blaming him on this play, because to say that what they were asking Quinnen and Kenny Clark to do, which is man the A gap by themselves, what they were asking them to do, they didn't do well this time. Why? Because Kenny Clark did a good job getting upfield, but Quinnen Williams got doubled out of his gap, right? And it was a short handoff because it's to the fullback and not the running back. So he didn't have any time to recover when he got doubled out of his gap. This is what it is, folks. This is what happened. Kenneth Murray was not supposed to be in that gap. He's supposed to be exactly where he is. Now, you can blame the scheme if you want. You can blame Eberflus for calling the play if you want to do that. But you can't blame Murray for being where he's supposed to be on the play just because you're mad he got scored on. Okay? Translation for those who claim to know ball, what you just saw right there, let's just translate. It means it's Kenneth Murray's fault. Let's blame everything on Kenneth Murray. All right? QW gets beat. Kenneth Murray's fault. All right? That's the way we playing this game, and that's the way we talking, because I don't understand. I don't understand what I'm looking at because I don't know shit. All I do is watch this. Now, just so you guys saw what a gap exchange looks like, let's see. Are these guys jumping out of position? Okay, is Wilson jumping out of position, or is he exchanging gaps with Ezeraku? He's exchanging gaps with Ezeraku. Is Demo jumping out of position? No. He's reading, right? He's reading the backfield, and he's forcing 74 to intentionally free up because 74 thinks he's going right. So 74 is going to free up, which puts Clark back on to, I think that's 76, right? And that frees himself up. He freed himself up with his footwork. Gets to the ball, and then Clowney going body slam shit out of Buddy right here. Boom. I hope they don't flag me for this, man, because I got some minutes to go. I hope they don't flag me because they like YouTube like get me for this. Boom. That's why I like Clowney, man. Boom. Got his ass. Got his ass. All right, I'm going to come out of here real quick because we halfway through because I don't want to get flagged because I want to make sure y'all finish this video. But I'm going to let some more of y'all load up. But let's just recapping, right? I don't do this because, I'm emotional. I do this because I just like watching film, man. And when I'm watching the film and I say something on Twitter, I don't got no reason to lie to nobody, bro. And I don't like nobody. I don't really like people like that. And y'all making it worse. You know what I'm saying? But when I say people, I mean, I'm not like a stand guy. Like if I see a superstar, I see him all the time. I hang with some of them, right? But when I see him, I'm not starstruck. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I don't care, right? It's just, hey, what's up? You a person? Like I'm a person. You put your pants on one leg at a time, like me. And I just so happen, I'll tell you, I respect your game. I respect what you do. Boom, boom, boom. And I keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not doing this because I like Kenneth Murray. You know what I mean? At all. Make sure y'all share, like, subscribe. Hit the super chats for sure because they might flag me for this. So make sure I get paid for this. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm going to get back in a second, right? 1 second. Let me see what else y'all said first. Then I'm jumping back on. C Money said, what's up, Akoye? Though Dallas played well against the run overall. Yeah, they did. Akoye, to be honest, the entire defensive staff regressed these players. Well, not the front seven. The front seven looked okay this game. I'm not talking about this game. Secondary let us down more than the linebackers or the line. Yep. Man, this entire defensive staff let Dak and them down as usual. They did. I will give you that. Good breakdown of Akoye. Truth. Oh, I agree with you. And we need a D coordinator for real, for real. We have too many blown coverages and always seem to be out of position. Yeah, the secondary sucked. Hit that like button. Truth. Akoye, you the smartest man I ever seen in a break scene breaking down film. You are the only one I ever listened to breaking down film. Appreciate that, man. That's a hell of a compliment. Thanks, Billy Johnson. I don't think our defense is that bad. They just give up too many big plays. I think the secondary, needs a different coordinator. Shit, did he? He said, "What up, man? What's up with you, Brody?" He said, "What up, Okoye? I think Murray sucks, but I'm open to be proven wrong with the film. Good, good, good. He might suck. I don't got a problem with. See, that's not what we talking about. I don't got a problem with somebody saying he suck if you want to say that. But when you say it, please point to the games when you're saying it in, because people are saying it after every game, and they saying it after games where nothing happened at all. Like he hasn't done anything for me to say he sucks. Because I will say he sucks if he does some shit on film. Trust me, I'm watching it more than you. So you think I got favorites? I like Osa Adigizua. Look at the college film when I broke him down. I like Osa a lot. Osa, my man. Osa sucked versus Detroit. And I said it, right? So why would I not say it about Kenneth Murray? He ain't even homegrown. I don't even know who boy is. I never watched him in college. I watch him in the pros. I watched him the moment we got him. That's it. So has he been bad in his career? Yeah, that's how he got here. I ain't gonna deny that. Has he been trash in his career? Yep, that's how he got here. But has he been trash here? No, we can't play that game. Don't play that game with me. You know what I'm saying? Talk Okoye. Not you. I wasn't talking about you playing the game though. You know what I mean? Breakdown coverage scheme. I will break that down later. Coverage scheme sucks. Hey Sadiqa, how you doing? Richard Coleman, he said, great work, appreciate it. He said, I know you and boss always let the film talk. That's why I rock with y'all. I appreciate that. True, he had a horrible game versus the Lions. Yes, he did. And then Don Jizzle, Montana, Big Brother Okoye, Al Harris was our secondary coach. I mean, with Big Brother Okoye, Al Harris was why our secondary was legendary. Look at what he's doing with Chicago. Yeah, this is what he does. I love Al Harris. I said that I wanted him to stay, but I don't run the team. They just got rid of him. He said, I went to play ball. I went to play high school ball with Murray. He's kind of always been the same. Great athlete, but never a cerebral player, and gives up when he's out of position. Maybe, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that he don't do those things. Maybe he does. I know what you mean now. You played. Maybe he does do those things. Maybe. But when he does it, I will point it out. When he ain't doing it, I'm not gonna say he does it. It's like if I'm once a cheater, always a cheater. If I cheat, I'm a cheating ass. All right, when you catch me, you catch me. But if I ain't cheating, I ain't gonna fess up to something I ain't doing. You know what I mean? So that's all this is about. But let me jump back into the film since I think YouTube, might be off the radar right now. Let's get back to it. All right, boom. Let me get you off the screen real quick. Boom. All right, here we go. You see both of these guys. Now tell me, since y'all think that guys are jumping out of gaps, right? Tell me what the fuck 0 and 55 are doing here. They jumping out the gap? Are they? No. These are gap exchanges. But if y'all don't know what you're looking at, because remember this, same motion, right? Defensive end crashes inside, linebacker flows to the outside, called scraping, right? Boom. This is a gap exchange, okay? This is what you're looking at, all right? Gap exchange. Let's see it again, okay? Now, what's happening here? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. What's happening here? Same exact look. Now, does Demo suck? Because didn't the same thing just happen? They run. Let me play that back for you. They're gonna run up the gap that Demo and Wilson both jumped out of. Why did they jump out the gap? Because they're scraping to the outside. It's Clark's job and whoever's running out to the outside or crashing the outside to catch him before he gets through that gap. And Clark got him that time. All right. Didn't happen on the goal line though. What is this? Where is Wilson going? Why he going to the outside? Because it's a gap exchange because Morris Leofau was crashing inside. Boom. Again, this happens every play over and over again. This play in particular I put here because y'all keep coming at Demo too. Demo had a bad game. Like, because y'all looking at the stat sheet. He didn't get a tackle for this play, did he? Nope. He missed the tackle, but he made the play. All right. That's only a 6-yard gain because of what Demo just did. These are plays that don't show up on the stat sheet but affect the game. Okay. What's happening in these plays, and you guys can't tell me that you don't understand what a gap exchange is, especially if you're a content creator or you're an analyst. If you don't understand what a gap exchange is and you keep talking to me, now this play here, they put on Murray, right? People are, oh, Murray was out of position. No, Clark got bent out of there, right? And the guy that was doubling teaming him got to Murray, right? And guess how many yards they got? 7. But they talk like he got killed or something, right? That's not bad ball right there. But anyway, people don't know what a gap exchange is, but keep talking to me like they do, and then tell me I don't know what I'm looking at. This is another gap exchange between Ezeraku and Overshawn. All right, 2 yards. There are no big plays on the ground versus the Cowboys in the Minnesota game. All right, this play here, they got tricked. Leah Fowl sees 27 because of what happened the first time. They blow him the fuck up, but he don't got the ball. Okay, that was just a good call by whoever their head coach is. I forgot his name, but good call. Here, boom, gap exchange. But now they widen this out, right, with that quick toss. But guess what? Guess what? They still don't get no damn where. They don't get nowhere. That's like they got like 13 yards on that play. They got like 13 yards on that play. But all game long, and here again, this is Quentin Williams. They not getting nowhere. So all game long, this front seven was doing this all game. I'm trying to find out where are the Murray plays that they talking about. They said Murray played horrible this game. They said Demo played horrible this game. They said the front seven played horrible this game. Everybody on the defense played horrible this game. So when I say, hey, I just watched the film, no, they really didn't. They played good up front. They didn't play good on the back end. When I say that, people start cursing me out. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's really weird to me, man. These are all the plays. I watched every run snap, and the only ones that aren't in here are scrambles. The scrambles. That's it. Every other run play is here for you to see. Where are they? Where are the plays y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they came at me so crazy, and I'm gonna let y'all see what they said to me, man. But they came at me so crazy. It was like, damn, I gotta make this video tonight. I sat here for the last 3-4, matter of fact, like 4 hours, 3 hours maybe to make this video. That's a 16-yard run. And let's watch that one more time, right? This is the longest run of the game. And guess who it came against? Guess who it was against? The guy y'all keep screaming for. This is Logan Wilson, who I haven't seen much from yet. I haven't seen him do much yet, but this is from Logan Wilson, right? They ran at him on this particular play, right? Boom. Still was a gap exchange on the outside too, but he got knocked out of there, right? They ran at the gap exchange and he got knocked out of there. Boom, found the crease, gone. All right. That's what happened on that play. But all these plays that you see here are good run fits. Now, if you know they get paid too on Minnesota side, they're gonna beat you sometimes. When I say beat you, I mean for like that 16-yarder you saw. But for the most part, the majority of the run staff, and I think they ran the ball like 27 times. And some of those were scrambles. So the majority of the 20 some odd run plays ended like this, meaning they wasn't doing shit. But first thing you see, you're out your mind. You get blocked for this. A boy blocked me for that. He really blocked me too. I tried to add him. He blocked me. Charlie, you a dickhead. You a dick eater, Charlie, because you went right after him. Whoever you are, you could block me too. Ron G, you ain't say too much, Ron. You just said, nah, no way. Maybe you just didn't believe me. So I ain't gonna say you could block me, but you know what I mean? I made sure I'm shouting out everybody who says something to me like I don't know what I'm saying. Because I want y'all to watch this video. And then when I do the voiceover for this and drop it on Twitter, I want to make sure I at all y'all. But this is what I mean. This is the most asinine comment they've ever seen. A Cowboy content creator. Holy smoke. You know what I'm saying? And I said this linebacker group is the best linebacker group we've had in the last 8 years. It is. I'm gonna name them all. You say who's better. Oh, this boy said I'm a this is before this bullshit ass post, I guess. I think that's what he mean. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Jalen Smith, LVE, Thomas, what's his name? Young boy Thomas, I forgot what his name was, from Chicago. Not from Chicago, from Green Bay. What was his name? Something Thomas. Anyway, then you had Barr. You had J-Ron Kurtz played some linebacker here. You had Marquise Bell playing linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to J Tuck. J Tuck was showing some love, man. I seen y'all trying to help or whatever. Bruce Carter was a long, long time ago. That wasn't 10 years ago. That was longer than that. But we had who else? Who else? I'm gonna keep going. Keanu Neal, Rashawn Evans, who they didn't even let play, who I think was pretty good. But those were our linebackers for most of the Kendricks last year. Jabril Cox, who they didn't even let play. Wilson, the other Wilson, Damian Wilson, the one who went to Cincinnati. All right. So how is any of those linebackers better than this linebacker crew? They're not. But the issue is the entire defense laughing my ass off, including the linebackers. Dude, Murray is part of the best linebacker group we've had in the last decade. God help us. Maybe. He said, if Murray is the hill you're going to die on, that's fucking crazy. It's been horrible the whole year. I saw him run himself out of so many plays just to do nothing and get pancaked all year, dude. It's hot garbage, and I don't want to see him in a Cowboy uni ever again. Jordan, lying ass. You a lying ass boy, too. Damone Clark is on this team, and he is ass. Mike Crum, yo, you was my man, Mike, and I ain't got too much to say other than the fact that you lied here. I called him a liar. He got mad, but I'm like, bro, you definitely lied. Because he said the wild thing is the entire, let me pause it right here, because let me. He said the wild thing is the entire group was poor versus Minnesota. Where? That was every snap. Murray obviously was bad. When? Nothing new. But Wilson wasn't good. Where? Even Demo had a not great game. Where? Not worried about him. Humans have bad days. They didn't. The DBs are poor too. I think safety is the biggest need, but the linebacker unit needs improvement 100%. I wouldn't say you can't improve. You definitely can improve, but stop lying, because ain't no way Murray, who wasn't even in the game like that, Wilson, who didn't do shit wrong in the run game, and Demo had bad games. You lying ass boy. You a lying ass boy. And the fact that you wrote a paragraph to say it and you lying mean you crazy. What you thought I wasn't going to check? What, you retarded? Anyway, this boy said Murray, Wilson, and Leafau had one tackle each last night. Why? Because it was a team sport. Everybody did their job, but they didn't give up no yards. So why the hell I care about how many tackles they had? You know what I'm saying? What we talking about? So again, man, I made time for the dick eaters today because I don't understand why people. Let me stop saying. I don't want to say nothing vulgar, because when I say those things, it takes away from the validity of my argument. So I'm not even gonna curse. I'm gonna be for real. Let's just talk logic, right? Because if I curse, you're gonna make a scene. It turns the ears off of the emotional, right? You know, it wakes up the people who are logical because let's see what he's saying. But if you're emotional, you can discredit everything I say when I curse at you. So I'm not gonna curse at you. Because I learned that from women. You know, when you argue with a woman, you get loud, you automatically lost, even if you was 100% right. Do not get emotional. Fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I cursed again. That's crazy. But when you look at what they put out here on tape, right? When I look at that and I hear people who keep talking the same BS all year, right? Y'all think that I'm sitting here making these videos because I want to defend something. I'm making them because once I say something, like I said something about, all I did was break the guy down when we got him, Murray. I don't know Murray. So y'all going off of his history because y'all watch him. I don't watch him. I just watched what he was doing on film and coverage. And I said, damn, the guy can do that? Well, I see how Eberflus can use him. Now, every time he does something, people go back to that tweet and they come at me. Then I say, oh, well, maybe I was tripping. Let's look even further because I might need to update what I said. I never needed to update anything. Why? Because every time I do this, watch the film and go off of what y'all saying, it's never what y'all say it is. Even when he has a bad game, y'all will look at a one play and say he had a bad game. You'll look at one play, a bad play, say he had a bad game. Like against Denver, everybody looked bad against Denver. They 12-2 or 11-2, some shit like that. Why you think that is? Because they good. All right. But we look bad against Denver. And everybody was like, oh man, he bad, right? But they was showing one play over and over again. Jeff Kavanaugh, a lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all. But Jeff Kavanaugh especially, and I say his name not to point him out, but me and him had an exchange about that game because Shamar James was getting thrown in that game and he was pointing out Murray. I'm like, why are you ignoring Shamar James? Because you just said the week before Shamar James was good. So that's why. You know, Shamar James didn't even see the field. Why not? because he ain't good. But that's why um, you know, I came at you about that. But anyway, I see a lot of people saying that, and then when I go watch the film, I watch the good plays and the bad plays. And I do that every single week, whether I talk to y'all about it or not. I watch the games all the way leading up to the next game because I like to bet on games. So one, I look at the players, I look at in-depth analysis, all that, right? Just to see what I want to do. Same thing I do with boxing. See what I want to do on Sunday if I want to bet or not, based off of who's playing, who they're playing, how they match up. But anyway, you don't need to lie to make your point. If you don't like a player, don't like him. I'm not here to make you like nobody. I don't like him either. I don't care. If Murray gets cut, I don't give a damn. I really don't. If he get cut and they go get us another guy that's better, it's the same way I feel about Mozzie. Mozzie left, we got Quentin Williams. Do you hear me screaming Mozzie anymore? No. But when he was here, that's what we got. So we got to use what we got. You know what I'm saying? So for me to say that he's average is average. That's what Murray is. Average. Is he good? No. Has he played bad at times? Yeah. I'll say that. Certain games. And I can tell you which games. But this season, he's not had the season that y'all describing. Not even close. Y'all lying when y'all say that. You know what I'm saying? But if you just look at negative highlights, I can make anybody look bad. Just like if I only give you his good plays, like if I just gave you all Murray tackles, right? I just showed you his tackles. I'll make him look like he great. He not. You know what I'm saying? He's average. Good, bad, and ugly is what you're supposed to give people, man. That's what I gave. Anyway, let me go back in here real quick. See what y'all talking about. He said, all you're doing is looking for what they keep trying to say is happening, and now they are mad. Yeah. That's it. That's all I do is look. They say it's happening. I'm like, all right, where? And then it's not happening. And then they like, you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Hey sis, I know how it feels about I know how he feels about Murray, and I agree to a degree. I love for him to see Akoye's point of view. What happened? Looking at Paul. Oh, he said, Law, come peep this, my brother. Oh, I talked to Law directly about it. I called him. I told him, I said, you're on the wrong side of history, brother. But that's my man. So I ain't gonna say nothing to you. You gonna gotta like him, but y'all don't gotta lie on him either. Just because things go viral when you, especially if it go viral and you lying, then that's corny to me. But and I ain't talking about Law's video to go viral. It was a guy that said the 5 worst plays of the game in Detroit, and that's how a lot of this started up again because they put Murray up there a bunch of times, and I was like, none of that happened. But okay, all right. Murray isn't good, not garbage, but he's nothing special. Definitely wasn't worth the pick they gave up to get him. He's a bad spy, seems lost in coverage a lot, and doesn't make splash plays. Now you, bro. See, money, he must have bust your ass in college or in high school when y'all played. Cause why you lie on that man like that? You said you know him. I don't even respect that, bro. You said he seems lost in coverage a lot. That is the biggest lie you told today. Like, why you lying, bro? Why you lying to me at that? Like, you ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta do that, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta lie to kick him, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta do that. And I'm messing with you, but I'm being real too at the same time, bro. I watched the one thing that he does that I would say is above average is his coverage. His coverage has been above average all year. Now, he gets caught in getting through blocks on screens at times. I've seen him do that a couple times. But coverage, just flat out coverage. Which game you want me to look at? I say this all the time. I got all the footage. You know what I'm saying? I just showed you this game. But what game in particular are you talking about? Where are the touchdowns too? Show me where the touchdown and the yards are. There are no yards. And the damn sure ain't no touchdowns. Or maybe one. He gave up a touchdown against Kelsey. He gave up a touchdown to Ertz. I remember. You know what I'm saying? These are in the past game. He was spying against Chicago and they threw it to Swift. He didn't make a tackle because he thought Clark was about to make a tackle. They cut him up, went up the field, right? That was a 41-yard play. I remember all these. You know what I'm saying? So these are the coverage plays that I know he was a part of. We're the ones you talking about that were negative. We're the ones those are 3, but we're the ones you talking about it. I don't know. I don't know. He said, Law worried about his brand. I noticed earlier he stayed on the train. I've been on his ass too, but I just don't like him for real. And I watch these and be like, damn, I'm wrong. But if if Murray, but F Murray anyway. He said I'm wrong, but fuck him anyway. I feel you, man. I ain't even mad at that. I ain't mad at that. You don't gotta like him. I ain't trying to make nobody like him. But don't lie. That's all you ain't got. You can say, yo, sometimes he makes some plays, but something about the boy I don't like. That I don't care. I mean, cool. But don't be like, I watched him look lost in coverage a lot. See money. You watched him look lost in coverage a lot. Where? He said, I think he'd be a better 3-4 edge linebacker, but that's not us. No, I think that's Mars Leofeld's job. He's a better will linebacker. He's supposed to be where Demo is at, but Demo's there, so you ain't gonna see him doing that. So he don't really got a place there. You know what I'm saying? But again, y'all can tell me. I'm here for it, man. Tell me what games, they was bad in coverage. The linebackers was bad and bad in coverage. We had bad linebacker play this season because we've been shuffling them around. But last game wasn't one of them. And Murray was far from the worst one we've had. Shamar James has been pretty bad. But and that's the even crazier thing. The people who was telling me that Murray's bad, the weeks that they said Murray's bad, they were saying Shamar James is good. Vaj, that's my man. Vaj, you done said it. I heard you. Kavanaugh, y'all done said it. Holly, y'all done said, y'all lying though, because Shamar James is not good, bro. No, his change of direction is bad, very bad. So no. And I ain't saying that because I don't like him. He's just not good. I'm watching the film. Keep it 100. The entire defense don't like to wrap up. We lack fundamentals and the D, in my opinion, brother. Um, we lack fundamentals. Yeah, I think our coach definitely got issues. But this game in particular is what I'm talking about. We didn't have no problems wrapping up in this game. We didn't give up any big plays versus the run in this game. And Detroit, we held on the ground in Detroit. We held one guy to 60 yards, Montgomery. He had 35 yards of that 60 on one play where we didn't wrap up. And we held Jameer Gibbs to 43 yards. I think his long runs were 13 yards on one and another one for like 11. The rest of them was nothing. 43 yards, okay? Where are these horrible run fits? That's 3 plays that accounted for the majority of the yards that they screwed up on. But what we talking about? That's what I'm saying. Even whenever we lose, we make things seem way worse than they are. Jameer Gibbs been killing people all year. He got 43 yards on the ground. Montgomery been killing teams all year. He got 60 yards on the ground. Now, both of them got touchdowns. Our problem is we were letting them score touchdowns. Our problem in this game was we was giving up big plays in the pass game. But to say that they were just not stopping the run, you're not giving them credit for what they're doing. You're giving them credit for what they're doing. How you feel about the ability to diagnose run gap, about their ability to diagnose run gaps? It depends on what's called. So teams have been doing a good job of coming out in pass fronts and then running on us. And in that regard, when you're thinking pass and a team runs on you, you're gonna get caught up there. And also, we're very bad at the run when we have 4 down linemen because Osa can't hold up against a double team. But against the 5-2, they read differently. In the 3-4, they read differently, right? So in a 4-3, you're reading your gap, and you got to not only press your gap as a linebacker, but you got to get rid of the linemen too. So you got to shed better. When you got a sideline linebacker like Kenneth Murray and like Demo, you don't want them shedding all day long. 320-pound guys that are running full speed ahead. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. So what they do in the 5-2 is they read the grass, meaning the defensive line collapses the pocket or collapses the gaps, and the linebackers spill and look for grass. They read grass. If you want to know, he said, I don't care about none of get Murray off my team. Hey, man, whatever you say, man. I ain't got nothing to say against you. He said, I'm on my bro's account. Hold up. Whoa, I'm on my bro's account. Hold up. What are you talking about? He said, I was told I was lying. He was late diagnosing plays, poor reaction. I put the games for Akoye to watch, but was never responded to. I also never said any linebackers were good, but I'm lying. Um, I don't know what you talking about. Who you? Who you? Talk to me. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna give you an example of what I mean when I say they read the grass. I think I got some down here somewhere. 3, 4 looks might be the one. Boom. He said he on his brother's account. I don't know who that is. Boom. All right, here we go. Before I get into it. So you see that this is a 3-4 front. So when they're reading from here, because you have 4 linemen or 5 linemen up front, my bad, those linebackers flow to the ball a lot easier in these looks because they don't have to deal with anybody, right? Unless they scrape off like you see there. And even there, right? That was right at Murray, right? They were like, he ain't physical. Well, he's physical here, right? Was he? All right. He ain't do shit, but that's physical enough for me. He ain't do shit. But anyway. Oh, that was Mike Crum. Yeah, Mike. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. You just got here, didn't you, Mike? Because you was a lying ass, Mike. You said now who you said had a bad game in this game, Mike, before because you must not have been here for the film. So I'm gonna let it be a surprise for you. Let me come back to this. Mike's here. Let's give him our undivided attention. Who had a bad game? Go ahead and say it in the chat before we put the film back on. You was a lying ass. So who and you know I like you. You usually keep it truthful. I'm calling you a lying ass because you're a lying ass though, because that's the truth. So we're gonna tell the truth. Who had a bad game this game? You said, I think you said you said Demo had a bad game. You said Wilson had a bad game. You said Murray had a bad game, right? Right? Did you? Say it. Say it again. He said, why is there no conversation about the secondary giving up plays? You know why? Because they like the secondary. They like certain players. I don't know why nobody said nothing about Caleb Carson giving up a 58-yarder. He said all the linebackers played poorly. Class, y'all was here. Did the linebackers play poorly in this game? Yes or no, class? Tell Mike. Please tell Mike. Because Mike Crum seems to either be blind or you lying, Mike. You lying, Mike. Don't do that. Don't do that, Mike. Anyway, hold on. I'm about to put you back on there. 1 second. Let me read what you said. I was told I was lying. I was lying. I said he was late diagnosing plays and was poor reactions. I put the games for Akoye to watch, but was never responded to. I also never said any linebackers were good, but I'm lying. I never said you said linebackers were good. You said they were bad. You lying. Not against against Minnesota. You definitely lying. They wasn't bad against Minnesota. And you said he had poor reactions to what? He played like 10 snaps. He had a tackle for 1 yard, had a tackle for 9 yards that they didn't give him credit for, and had nothing else. He scraped and had a gap exchange that didn't go his way, but he was told to. It's called a run blitz, but he was told to run in that gap. He ran into the gap. He wasn't supposed to be reading the fullback. He was supposed to be exchanging with the defensive end that was crashing inside. And if he wasn't there and the ball bounced into his gap, he would have been getting cut for that because you're not doing what the coach is asking you to do. But anyway, let me see what else you're saying. You said you're the 5th round. You're comparing a 5th round rookie to a 5-year vet drafted in the 1st round. I don't give a fuck with nobody drafted that, bro. That don't mean shit. And it's not a comparison. You're comparing them. If somebody tell me that the 5th round rookie is better than the 5-year vet, then he better be on film. Y'all always got these excuses. They be bullshit. Because I keep cursing. See what I'm saying? I'm trying not to curse y'all out. Y'all always have these excuses, but they be fraud. Because if you're saying that a guy crashing into a gap or collapsing into a gap and exchanging is him doing it wrong, right? And you watch a rookie who's a 5th round draft pick, right? Who can't even do that. He can't even get into his gaps because he can't change directions well enough, right? And y'all called him good because in Washington, nobody blocked him and he got a forced fumble, which was a timely forced fumble, was good. But he made plays when the only plays he makes is when nobody touches him when he's blitzing, right? And y'all said, oh, that was great. But anybody who was standing there would have got the same play off, right? But y'all be like, hey, trash. Don't get it. But I got film for y'all. So it's cool because we're going to keep going. Now, if they strike this video, they strike it. I'm okay with that. All right, so I'm just letting y'all know now. Make sure y'all hit me with super chats if y'all in here though, because they might take this video down because I'm about to show y'all even more film. And it's about to be 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm gonna keep going. So just make sure y'all respect what I'm doing here, man. He said nothing personal against him. He said nothing personal against him. I want the best for someone from my city, but he's been very underwhelming throughout his career. Yes, he has. Was hoping he would ball for us and pick it up. He didn't ball, but he played okay. That's all I'm gonna give you. Mike Crum, I'm back to you, bro. I'm back to you. All right, back to you. We about to turn it back on. Let me see. He said, don't put my bro's account up with the 69, man. LOL. I'm 45. I can't have that. I don't know what you mean. What's the 69, man? I don't know what that means. Man, I wonder if they can go rogue someplace. Fluss has them out of position often. I wouldn't say that either, bro. Like not in this game anyway. I don't know. The play on TV wasn't on Murray. The play on TV wasn't on Murray. Then what was? Then where he play bad at then, bro? What you talking about? Where he play bad at if the play that you talking about on TV wasn't on him? Because I'm about to show you all the rest of them. Cowboys are still my favorite players. I will never give up on the Cowboys. Facts. All right, here. Let me see. Looking at Akoye trying not to cuss. Yeah, man. I'm trying. I'm trying. Let me see who else saying anything. All right. Nothing, 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 nothing. All right, cool. All right, we back current. All right, so let's go back to it, and then I'm gonna show some other games, right? We're gonna look at specifically at Murray in the next games, but for right now, we're gonna get back to this. Let me see. Boom. All right, let's blow this up again. Oh, hold, escape. Let me get back out of there. Blow this up again. Get me out of there. I'll watch from the beginning and see your point of view. Here we go, Mike Crump. This is every run fit. And you said that they didn't play. The front seven played excellent versus the run this game. Look at Clowney and Clark on this play, meeting at the ball for -3 yards. And I put the yardage up here for you to see, Crump. This is especially for you and all the rest of them that I added on there. I hope they jumped on, but they didn't, most likely. Now, here, they got to their gaps, both Wilson and Demo, and then they flowed to the ball. And mind you, Murray didn't even play a lot this game. Murray didn't start the game, and he ain't finished the game. He played like 12 run fits. Here's Murray. All right. Tell me what he doing wrong in this one. Tell me what he doing wrong here. Now, Demo here is crashing the B gap right there. Boom. You see that? Demo was supposed to be scraping. He actually did the job wrong. Morris Lee foul. He's going to get peeled back on right here by 75. That tackle saw him coming and just gets in his way so that 27 could try to sneak out there. Boom. Now, you see, he said, there's a reason. There's a reason what? Boom. Okay. Quentin Williams makes the tackle. So he never even gets to Murray. Murray didn't have to make a tackle here. So I guess that was Murray's fault. He did something wrong there, but 6 yards. Either way, when you say he's doing things wrong, when I say he's doing something wrong, nothing's happening for you to say they're playing bad. They gave up 6 yards right there, man. All right, boom. Here we go. Here we go. What's happening here? Bland is squeezing the C gap, which is forcing Mason to cut back inside. And then Mars Leofowl and Quentin Williams make a pretty good tackle there. Okay. He wasn't playing much for a reason. It may be because people keep talking about it like he's playing bad, like he played bad in Detroit, right? I got Detroit film for you too. And he ain't played bad there either. And I want to know why you don't hate Osa since Osa played that damn bad in Detroit. Uh, he said, you just said Dio did his job wrong. Yeah, but how many yards did they give up on that play? How many yards did he give up? How many yards they give up on this play? None. They got 1 yard. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? When somebody plays bad, that means you're giving up touchdowns and yards. That's what it means. If your unit, if your unit is playing well, then you're playing okay. Even no matter how many tackles you got. It doesn't matter to me. He said, rewatch that play. For what? There's more. Don't worry. They still coming. Do you know what a gap exchange is? Hold, let me ask you real quick, Mike Crum. I'm gonna ask you now. Write it before we get to it. Do you know what a gap exchange is? Do you know what a gap exchange is? Do you know what a gap exchange is? He said, that's not the point. If he's doing his job wrong, he didn't do well. Do you know what a gap exchange is? I'm not trying to make you seem crazy here. I'm asking you for a real reason. I'm trying. Yes, sir. What is it? Don't Google it either. Don't Google it. I do need my glasses, Pat. Stop coming at me though, man. I need them. I don't feel like going to go get them though. But oh well. He must not know. What is it? What's a gap exchange? And how often do we do it? Right? Because they be like, y'all on blitz. We run blitz a lot because that's what they're doing. But okay, do you know? He said, I can't Google while I'm watching. All right, well, tell me what it is. You stalling. You stalling. Tell me what a gap exchange is. Because we in class. Class is in session. This is training day, baby. Let's go. What is a gap exchange? I know, Pat. It's all love. What's a gap exchange? Mike, don't be lying on here, bro. You don't know. All right, it's cool. You don't know. I'm gonna just say you don't know because I ain't got time to be waiting for you to bullshit. You bullshitting, man. It's a stunt. Thank you. It's a run stunt. It's a run stunt, sir. He hitting that. He hitting. He hitting Siri and Google. He said, "I can't do it." He said the dog ate his homework. Right. So if you don't know what a gap exchange is, right, and this is how I know a lot of analysts be lying or they don't even know football. I don't care if they played or not. I don't care who you is. I don't care if they were scouts. I don't care who you are. And I'm not sending in your windows. I'm saying anybody who watches a gap exchange and says that a player is jumping out of his gap does not know what a gap exchange is. And if they don't know what that is, they should shut the fuck up. They should shut up. He said, yes, I write for the Cowboys wire. You think I don't know a goddamn gap exchange? Then why are you saying he's jumping out of his gap? You said he's late to the diagnose plays and he was jumping out of position, right? All right. What is every linebacker doing on this team? Oh, my bad. My bad, Mike. You right. No reason to be rude. I'm talking shit. So I'm talking shit because y'all was talking shit on Twitter. But I said this earlier. I need to stop cursing people out in my responses because then it takes away from the reasoning behind my argument. So I do apologize for the rudes. It wasn't just you. I'm talking about I got an onslaught of people who are blocking me and talking crazy to me when I said what I said, talking like I was tripping. I just threw you in the mix. You weren't the worst. You weren't the worst. You just said that I didn't know what I was saying, but you weren't the worst. You just the only one who came up here, and I do give you credit for that. So let's leave Mike alone. I'm not trying to come at you, brother. I'm not. I'm not. I'm telling you, you could, but you did jump on here, and I do give you respect. So I gotta give you credit for jumping in the ring. I'm not gonna come at you. But there was a lot of people who block me or start talking crazy because I said what I'm saying right now. But anyway, the gap exchanges are happening throughout the rest of this game. All right. I might have you mistaken, but my bad, Mike. But I do got you quoted. So I will reread what you said. I don't have it word for word. But anyway, here we go. These are gap exchanges on both sides. They're happening almost every play. Just watch them. They're happening every play. So is Morris Leofile and Demo jumping out of their gaps on these plays? You said that you will watch just for argument's sake. Did he jump out of position there? No. He's supposed to be exchanging the C gap with Ezaraku, and Ezaraku's exchanging the B gap, meaning jumping in the B, he's jumping in C. All right. They're just supposed to communicate before they do this. And this is how you know they are communicating and they all know what each other is doing because they're all doing it all game, all game, all game. All right. All game. Let's keep going. Now, the rest of the line is collapsing here. Murray's reading his gap, and then he's going to flow to the grass. He's not going to make this play because they're going to get him before he gets there. But he was jumping into the gap he forced a cut and then jumped into the gap that he forced him to cut into. All right, they're taught to read the grass here, especially in those 5-man fronts. They're taught to read grass. Here we go. Boom. I'm gonna get back to you, Mike Crum. Don't worry. Here. All right, they were reading inside zone. They countered. They ran a counter here, and they're reading off of Houston. who's crashing inside. So Mason's going to play off that and cut outside. This is the longest play that you can possibly say was against Murray, if you want to say that. Murray got walled off, and so did Demo by 76. They made the tackle 9 yards down the field. That is the worst run fit that they had, those two, all game. That's the worst one, Mike. That's the worst one. Here, this is the touchdown everybody talking about. So let's talk about what's happening here. All right. For argument's sake. Okay. You remember this? The gap exchanges that we've been talking about, Mike? All right. Here you go. He's crashing inside. Say it with me, class. This is a gap exchange. All right. Same thing. All right. This time he's running it with Thomas. So Thomas is crashing inside. Murray's job is to fill that gap right after that. Boom. He went straight to it. Why? Because that's what he was asked to do. Before the ball is even handed off, he's there because this is a run blitz. He's not reading anything because he's not asked to on this play. This is a run blitz. And that's what he's doing. All right. Now, you could say you don't like the call. You could say you don't like Eberflus, but that's a run fit. All right. Now let's watch and see why that didn't work. Why it didn't work. Because Quinnen Williams and Clark were asked to man the A gap, right? And the B gap, right here. Quinnen Williams is going to get pushed out of there by 76. And Clark gets good push up the field, but he's getting held. His head is down. He can't see what's going on, right? So both of those guys, for the first time and probably the only time in the game, got moved out of position. And it was a quick handoff, so they had no time to recover. This is why the touchdown was scored. But if you see, Murray's already committed to his gap where he's supposed to be. That's not his job at all. None of that was his job. He said, I'll look at how well each does their assignment. Well, they're all doing their assignment. That's what I'm saying. Where is he missing assignments? Well, if you agree with me on that play, hold on, let me pause for you real quick, Mike. If you agree with me on that play, which is the play everybody else is talking about, which plays, because he wasn't in that long, so which plays was he missing his assignment in this game then? Because he didn't play bad. And Demo definitely played well in this game. Demo played well. Wilson didn't get a chance to do anything, but I couldn't say he played great. He didn't have anything to do because the front five was stopping the run before they even got a chance to stop the run in this game. But let me get back in there. All right, boom. I respect you for saying that's not his fault. Now here, this is the same look. What are they doing? So is Wilson jumping out of position here? This is what people were saying. So you don't agree that he jumped out of position on that play because you understand what a gap exchange is. The guys who are telling me that he was jumping out of position don't know what a gap exchange is then. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you agree with me on that touchdown play, you must know what it is. You know what I'm saying? He said, I said that before on these comments. That play wasn't a TV clicks play. Oh, you did say that. Yeah, you did on these comments, but you didn't say it online. But that's what everybody coming at me for online. Boom. All right, that's Wilson there. Now, these are why he's not getting registered tackles, right? That's a good play by Demo right there. My bad, not Wilson. But that's a good play by Demo right there, right? Let's go back to that. Watch this again. Watch this again. So Wilson is scraping because he's exchanging. And watch Demo. Demo he knows that 74, one of these two. So when they're trying to combo block, one of these two, 74 or 76, is going to peel off of Clark at some point, right? So he knows if he plays his gap, if Demo presses his gap, 76 is going to release and meet him in that gap. And then there's going to be a gap straight ahead where Quinnen Williams is at and 74 is at that's going to come open. Demo presses the A gap instead. So he's pressing 74 right now with that little step to the inside. He's doing this with his feet. He presses 74 to force 76 to stay on Clark to keep that gap open. And then he meets him in the gap. This is a beautiful play right here, bro. I don't know how you don't like that because this is beautiful. Boom. He does this. Boom. He did that on purpose and makes this play. Now, he doesn't make the tackle, so he don't get the stat. So you're seeing the result of how well they did his job. He did his job pretty well on this play, and Clowney just finishes it because Clowney going to body slam him and get him out of here. But I don't get how Demo played bad. I'm looking at his reps. His reps were pretty good. Are they jumping out their gap on this one? Watch this. These are gap exchanges. So both defensive ends are crashing inside, and both linebackers are asked to exchange with them. Same thing here. Same look over and over again. Now you already agreed on this one. He said he missed the tackle. Okay, he missed that tackle, but he made the play. You get what I'm saying? He made the play. That play does not happen if he doesn't do that. I look at what the way I assess a game is what is your impact on the game, not what's your stats. What's your impact? Meaning, when you got to where you were, did you affect the game or affect the play? This is that same play on the touchdown, but I don't got to drive this home with you because you already see that they were, gap exchanging or scraping. So you kind of understand that. But we differ when it comes to the result. Like, so if you say Morris Leafile isn't good because he gets in sometimes and he doesn't make the tackle, I wouldn't say he's not good. I would say, he's chaotic. He creates chaos. Here he makes the tackle. You know what I'm saying? But if he would have missed that play and someone else would have made the tackle, I would have said he still made the play. Now you tell me this, right? This play here, I know you remember this play. Is this a bad play by Demarion Overshawn? Meaning, how would you grade this play? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna ask you since you write for the Cowboys. Tell me how you would grade this play. Let's go. Boom. First off, they had two guys trying to cut him off and reach block him. He runs right past them, right? Gets to the ball, boom. Doesn't make the tackle, but shores it up or slows him up so that Bland can make that tackle. What do you rate that play? What do you rate it? Mike, I'm talking to. What do you rate that play, Mike? Same thing here. Now, this is Kenneth Murray. Kenny Clark got spun out of there. So Kenneth Murray got blocked because why? You already know. Kenny Clark got spun out of there. So when Kenny Clark got spun out of there, just like they were just trying to do to Demo just now, 76 released and got to the second level and got a body on Murray, right? Boom. This is his worst run fit, I guess. Right? Akoye, you got to make the tackle. Bro, what do you rate the play is what I asked. Well, I said, what do you grade it? A, B, C, D, 80, 70, 50, 0. What do you rate a play when a guy blows a play up but doesn't make the tackle? What do you rate it? So assists don't matter, right? All right, here we go. I'm asking you what you rate it. Here we go. Same thing again. The front seven didn't let Aaron Jones run wild. I'll say that's a great thing for the Cowboys fans. Boom. Here we go. Let's go. I thought it was a team sport too. I thought it was. Mike, you're not saying that, Mike. Where you at? You ain't saying a C plus. All right. So you gave him a C plus for that play. But both those plays where he made the play but didn't make the tackle, you gave him a C plus. I gave him about the same. C plus, B minus, whatever you want. I will give a C plus if he missed the play and the play got like 5 yards or more. So that 6-yard play, C plus. The other one though, that was 3 yards, I gave him a B minus because the result of the play didn't result in more than 5 yards. That's how I agree. All right. He said, great to get there, but make the tackle. I respect that. I don't got a problem with you saying none of that. But that's not what you said online. You said that the man didn't play well. And I can't say he played bad. I can't say he played bad. That left arm by the lineman looks outside of the right shoulder pad of Clark, and he turned him. That looks like a hold to me. It was, but I'm not a ref, so I'm not calling holding. You said that's fair. So Mike, I told you usually cool, and you still are. My apologies for sweeping you up in the mess with everybody else because came at something crazy. I was getting blocked. People probably still on there cursing me out for saying that Murray didn't have a bad game because Murray wasn't in the game. So when you said Murray had a bad game, because I'm about to pull up what you said in a second, but when you said he had a bad game, what plays are we talking about here? I can't see. He said, no, you did say all linebackers play bad. Where? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for too. I don't see linebackers playing bad. I see the front seven doing a hell of a job in this game. And I even see I said front seven. The linemen were doing well too. That's Quentin Williams right there. He hurt his leg on that play, but He said, "You okay, bro? That's why I'm here." No, I respect you for coming here. I don't think the rest of them came, but I'm going to add them all. I'm gonna find them too, because I'm petty. Right there, look at that play right there. Now he didn't get to make these plays because everybody up front was doing their job. But watch Demo on this play, man. Demo is he like a shot out of a cannon on this play. Just watch him. Boom. He read the first action and then sees that it's a jet sweep. But just watch him in pursuit. Watch this. He was going cracking. He was going to knock his head off, man. He was going to kill him. You know what I mean? So he didn't get a chance to make these plays because his teammates are making plays. So when they start talking about how many tackles he had, well, when you got Quentin Williams doing stuff like this, when you gonna get a chance to make a tackle as a linebacker? That's a good problem to have. The guys up front, for the first time in a long time, made a hell of a lot of plays. Hell of a lot of. He said Wilson no. Wilson know what? Wilson didn't have a. I mean, he didn't have a great game. He didn't have a bad game. No, watch it. Boom. Oh, you talking about which Wilson? Because this Wilson right here, I thought you was talking about him. This wasn't. This was his worst play. He gave up 16 yards on this play. 16 yards. I think he over pursued on that play and got washed out. He said, Dono, no. Dono know what? Dono did well on that play. But I said, watch. Oh, you didn't read, you didn't see what I was saying. Watch this. No, it's not this play. Not this play. This one. Talking about Demo. Watch Demo on this play. Wilson makes the tackle. No, Wilson is making a tackle. I'm saying watch Demo. Demo bites on the run fake right here, right? He's inside. But watch, he didn't get a chance to make this tackle because Wilson made it. See what I'm saying? Had Wilson not made that tackle, he would have knocked his head off. But either way, I'm not mad at him for that. Wilson made the tackle for a -1 yard. Demo would have made that tackle. Yeah, Donald Wilson. I know I'm saying it, bro. But Demo would have made that tackle for 1 yard, bro. Boom. Here we go. Let me get back to it. You were confusing me on that play. Here, this is another tackle, and then all the tackles for loss in the game. We had like 7 or 8 tackles for loss in this game or more. Like that's very good. Out of 22 or 25, I think, actual run plays. The rest of them were scrambles. That's another one. Now he missed this tackle, right? What do you grade this play? Because this is a -4 yard play, right? He misses this tackle, but he is the reason that Marquise Bell makes this play. Boom. He missed the tackle. I give him that, but I give him a B- for that play because he makes the play. Now, this is where we started off. This is why you got washed into this, Mike. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because guys were saying this type of shit. You're out of your mind, you get blocked for this. And Buddy really blocked me. I was like, damn, that's disrespectful. Charlie just said shaking my head like I'm retarded. So, Charlie, I had to get you. I'm keep going, Mike. Watch this. You in here too. Ron G ain't say too much. I said he ain't say too much, but he said, nah, no way. And after what I said, everybody started coming at me like I didn't know what I was talking about. He said, that's fair on the grade. I'm giving you that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not making stuff up or saying that it's an A+ play. I'm just looking at the effect on the game. Paul said this is the most asinine thing he ever heard. Now, Mike Crump, since you write for us, right? I said that this linebacker crew is the best linebacker group we've had in the last 8 years. You know who our linebackers were for the last 8 years. LVE was one of them. Trash. And I say players are trash. I don't know why people think I just try to protect all players. No, if you trash, I'm gonna say trash. Keanu Neal, trash. Anthony Barr was trash. Kendricks was okay. Okay. Demo is I'm not gonna talk about Demo because he's part of this linebacker crew that I said was one of the best. Um, who else? We had Jalen Smith, average. You had Thomas, forgot what his first name is, but Thomas, who was number 48, average. You had who else? Marquise Bell, trash at linebacker. We had Rashawn Evans, never got to play, but I thought he was good. We had who we can keep going. We had J Rock Curse. You know what I'm saying? So so these are the linebackers we have for the last 8 years. I'm trying to think if I missed any. Damian Wilson, Didn't do much for us. Jabril Clock Cox is out the league. They never let him do anything, and I thought he was okay. Um, who am I missing? Who am I missing? I'm not missing anybody. He said, I don't think Jalen is any better than LVE, in my opinion. Oh, he was. Jalen made way more tackles for loss. Listen, LV can never be mentioned. Go look at their stats. LV can never be mentioned to me because even average linebackers like Rashawn Evans, right, had 56. This is what I'm gonna give you examples. Rashawn Evans had 56 tackles for loss. Y'all can keep reading these comments that people were saying to me too. But Rashawn Evans had 56 tackles for loss in his 6 years. They both got drafted together, both him and LVE, only minutes apart, right? One has 56 tackles for loss in his average career. He wasn't a Pro Bowler, but maybe once, but he wasn't great. Okay. But he had 56 tackles for loss in his career. LVE had 12 in his entire 6-year career. Okay. To give you an example of how bad that is, Demo had 8 last year on a bum knee. Wild. That's wild. He said Kendricks was better than Murray and LV when he was healthy. Kendricks was better than Murray and LV. I'm not saying Murray is great. I'm saying he's a part of a linebacker core that to me is the best group of linebackers we've had in the last 8 years. He said Damian Wilson went to KC and won a Super Bowl in Anthony Hitchens. Anthony Hitchens was about 9 years ago. He left here about 9 years ago. So no, he don't count. And but I do like Anthony Hitchens. But still, we haven't had somebody like him around in a long time. Damian Wilson didn't do anything for us. But yeah, he did go to KC. I said he didn't do nothing for us, though. He said LVE wasn't a playmaker. That's fair. LVE wasn't much of anything, bro. But I heard a lot of people talk about him like he was. Let me see what else people saying. He said Donald had a solid B+ game. Bland. Let me let y'all read what he was saying. Mike Crum, did I get to you yet? I'm gonna get to you. I think you said something. This is how you got caught up. I read everybody's and I read what you said. But the wild thing in this is this entire group was poor. That's why I came at you. I said you lying right there. You said the entire group was poor versus Minnesota. No way. Murray obviously was bad. Where? You lied right there, bro. Or we are seeing things much differently. Nothing new. But Wilson wasn't good. Wilson didn't get a chance to do bad. He didn't do anything. He gave up a 16-yard run. I didn't like it. I didn't like him in pass coverage, though. So if you want to say he wasn't good overall, I'm not going to argue with you about Wilson too much. Even Demo had a not great game. I don't think so with Demo. Leave Demo alone. Demo had a good game. And you said 3 missed tackles. Hold on. You said 3 missed tackles on how many plays? That's why I say he had a bad game. It's a bad game. If you just counting the missed tackles and you said missed tackles equate to a bad game, missed tackles only equate to a bad game when the missed tackles hurt you. If a missed tackle results in a touchdown, a missed tackle results in a big play, and it's just you, I can give you that. But a missed tackle that results in a tackle for loss, a missed tackle that results in a 6-yard play that would have been a big play had you not missed the tackle, and a missed tackle that results in a 2-yard gain had you not missed that tackle. I really can't say nothing about that because you disrupted the play. If you disrupt the play, meaning if you why do pressures count then? Our QB hits, why do they count those as positive stats? Meaning if you go and you affect the quarterback and he throws an incomplete pass, they give you credit for that. A pressure, they give you a missed tackle. Okay, that resulted in a bad play because even though you missed the tackle, you didn't get a sack. You might not even touch the quarterback. You might just jump in his face. They'll give you credit for the interception. They'll give you credit for the incomplete pass, right? So why if you hit a guy in the backfield who has the ball and you force a tackle for loss, why you don't get credit for that? I don't get that. Or if you knock a blocker into the backfield, which forces the guy to have to cut a different way, you didn't even touch the running back. Like I've seen Morris Leafall do that like 10 times this year. Knock a guy in the next week, and then boom. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about because I got plenty of film. Like I said, I can keep going. Y'all want, and then we can keep going about Kenneth Murray too. Since you said Kenneth Murray was obviously bad, we can keep going. I'm up. He said Demo had a not great game. We seen 3 missed tackles already. No. He said, well, I said not great game on the tweet. He wasn't bad. Oh yeah, he wasn't great. All right, I'll give you that. Now you're playing semantics. Boom. All right, cool. All right, boom. Now we're gonna go to more film. First, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about with Morris Leofau, man. Morris Leofau been doing this all year. Sometimes he makes the play, sometimes he doesn't. But the thing I like about Morris is just his tenacity. Morris versus Denver. Let me see if I got that. This play here was crazy, bro. Let me see. Yeah, I think this. Listen, here, man. Peep game. Watch this play, man. This ain't a shot at Shamar James. It's really not because I know he's a day 3 rookie. He just starting. He didn't even make this. This is a shot at Eberflus and Shoddy for that matter. There's nothing that you can tell me or show me because I'm watching it. Don't make the that will tell me that Shamar James is better than Morris Leofau at anything linebacker-esque or linebacker-specific. There's no way you can tell me that. So stop this charade of this bullshit. You keep talking about Shamar James is going to be this, that, and the third. Maybe he will be good later. I don't know. Maybe he will. I ain't got a problem with that. I don't even got a problem with the kid being on the team. I have a problem with you lying and acting like he's better than anyone else on this in this linebacker room outside of Clark. And I'm being real when I say that. Currently, Morris Leofau starting the season was behind Damone Clark, behind Kenneth Murray, behind Sanborn, and behind Shamar James. There's no way Kenneth Murray behind us on this in this linebacker room outside of Clark. And I'm being real when I say that. Currently, Morris Leofau starting the season was behind Damone Clark, behind Kenneth Murray, behind Sanborn, and behind Shamar James. There's no way that he's our 4th best linebacker on the field. There's no way. There's nothing that Clark is better than Morris Leofau at. Oh, my bad. My bad, y'all. My bad. The audio was bad. Thanks, Till, for saying it. Boom. We haven't had a linebacker like Morris Leofau since Hitchens. Y'all said what was it? It was Anthony Hitchens? Since Hitchens. You said you didn't hate Clark? Damone Clark. Oh my God. Damone Clark was as soft as baby shit. He's soft as baby shit. Boom. Morris Leofau didn't make this tackle. He forced a cut and made it so that Ezra Rocco could make this tackle. Morris Leofau he needs to finish better. I said this in my own assessment, so we agree there. But to keep him off the field when he's doing stuff like this just because he's missing tackles is insane to me. Because he's standing guys up and knocking guys off the ball. That's insane to me. Boom. We had Andrew Gakar 8 years ago. I don't even remember. What'd he do for us? Nothing. This play, he always punching for the ball too, man. Morris Leofau is my man. He been doing this all year. All year. This the play that everybody talking about. Now watch Shamar James and oh no, this ain't that play. My bad. This is just Morris Leofau forcing a Eric throw and Murray in coverage doing nothing like he usually do. Right? He doing nothing, just breaking passes up. He did nothing. He just breaking passes up, man. But I got all their footage, bro. So for me to be watching them like this all year, where I know every game, every play that they made every game, this is the forced fumble right here, boom. But why do you think I know this? Because I'm watching them. So when people tell me that I'm not seeing what I'm seeing, when I'm watching guys do things wrong, he said, I knew I'd get that fair. Clark wasn't great. I'll finish this tomorrow, Akoye. I see your point of view and where we might differ. Great work per usual. Likewise, brother, and I will make sure I read some of your articles, man. I appreciate you being a good sport. Sorry for the matter of fact, let me come and let you see my face so I can let you know straight up. Sorry for the disrespect because you didn't earn the curse out like most of these guys did. But people just like if I'm sitting here watching the film and I like you do, if I'm watching it more than most, I can watch probably more than you can because as you can see, I'm still here 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't gotta be nowhere, man. I work for myself. All right. And I'm doing pretty good at that. Right. So I get to sit here and do this shit, right? All day if I want to. So I know I watch more film than most people. When I say something, I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just saying, like, if I say, yo, uh, this is a good group or this is an okay group and we can build around them, people start coming at me instead of just asking me why I'm saying what I'm saying. I can prove it with the film. That's what I do. I don't say anything without that. But people start cursing me out or coming at me or blocking me or saying all kinds of craziness. And they've been flooding my tweets with that. So I said, oh, all right, y'all made me sit here for 5 hours because of that. Because I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just show you what I'm talking about rather than trying to articulate it all day. So that's why you got that information or that energy. He said, I'm at work loving this breakdown. Agent 9, what's up, man? I'm gonna keep going though, because we on Kenneth Murray Day. This is Kenneth Murray Day. All right, because everybody said I was wrong for Kenneth Murray. So we're gonna watch Kenneth Murray versus who? Versus the Raiders. Let's watch the Raiders first. Boom. Kenny Murray versus the Raiders. Let's see if I get flagged for this. I might. I'm not gonna keep it up for too long. Let's see. We're find Kenneth Murray. Let's see what he's doing wrong here. Boom, boom, boom. He was spying on that play. Didn't get a chance to do nothing. Yeah, he's spying here. On this play, he got pushed out of there. Let's see what he was doing. Pressed his gap, shed, and the ball's stopped by the time he sheds. All right, cool. Right here. Now, these are the things I like about him. On third downs, Kenneth Murray in coverage is, he said, oh, Akoye, is that good? Those are, or the young ass Cowboy fans having ever played football in their life. I don't know what you're saying. He said, people really been slandering Murray. This is wild, right? Watch this, boom. All right, he blitzes on this play. Ew. Now, this is a bad play? What are we talking about? Did y'all see that just now? Watch this again. Watch this play. This is on a third down, too. Watch this. Boom. Boom. They say he's not physical at all. I'm like, what? Watch this. Watch this. All right. He not physical, y'all. That's not physical. That's not physical. Gets to the ball. You need to finish, though. Boom. I gave him a B minus for that play because it only got 3 yards. But it was good pressure. Here, he got into the throwing lane. He said he looks lost in coverage a lot, right? That's what Buddy said. I see Money said right here. He's playing zone. He's turned inside where he's supposed to be. But he should have probably turned and looked for who that Meyer or whatever his name is. I don't know his name. But you know what I'm saying. Here we go. All right, I'll be hard. You know I'm tired now. Let me see. Here we go. Saw that play already. Good coverage there. He's covering the tight end that we was putting corners on because of how good the tight end is. Number 89 had corners on him. He was drawing corner coverage, but they asked Murray to cover him by himself several times this game. Let's see, he's in the middle of the field right now. Murray is. He's the lone wolf in the middle of the field. Let's see what he does. Boom, coverage, good coverage, good coverage. Why did it result in a sack? So he don't get credit for this. You don't get stats for these, right? But why is this a sack? Y'all tell me. Where is Geno Smith trying to go with this ball fast? Watch this. Boom. Where is he looking? Where is he looking? He's looking at 89. Can he throw the ball to 89? No, because 59 is on him, which makes it so that Clowney Houston could get that sack. He's not gonna get credit for that though, right? Boom. All right. Here again, in the middle of the field. Let's see. They threw the ball right over his head because of the play action here. He didn't get his correct depth. He probably needs to be like 3 yards deeper, and he makes that play. Still almost got there, but makes the tackle after the fact. Not his assignment, but still, I think he could have made this play had he not bit so deep on the run. But that's the run assignment is his assignment first. And when you see this, like you say, he's struggling in coverage all year. Like if he'd have been where he was supposed to be and didn't bite on the run at all, I think he breaks this up because they did this to him all game, right? And they tried it again later. And when they did, I think is this. No, watch this one. Watch this. Watch this. Now, had they thrown the ball towards him, like these are the things he be doing on film that make me like him. In coverage, I like him a lot. Watch this. Boom. Watch him up in the middle of the field. Now, watch as soon as that tight end breaks. But Geno Smith was just looking opposite side of the field. But had he been looking towards Murray, look at Murray, he would have broke on that. That would have been gone. He broke right on that. Beautiful. Beautiful. I ain't got a problem with that. Now, this play right here. Oh, that's not it either. Carries the tight end all the way up the field. Good coverage. So far he's having a good game. Nothing bad so far. Got a good pressure. Also forced a sack with coverage. Boom. That play right there, good coverage. Again, great coverage on this play. I gotta hurry up because they're gonna flag me soon. But great coverage on this play. Let's see. How to bite on the run first. Like he bit on the play action, right? Now he has to run and find this tight end in space. Our corners ain't even doing this that well. He finds his tight end in space, gets in his hip pocket, turns around. That is beautiful coverage, and he did that like it wasn't nothing. That don't make sense to be coming at a guy that's doing this. I'm like, and this is the Raiders game. They like, he been bad all year. Look at this. Ew. What we talking about? He got spanked on this play, right? Now, if you say he was bad in coverage, this is his worst coverage right here. He bit on the play action again, got spanked, but he remembered I got to gain depth because last time he didn't. This means he's learning. He runs back underneath this, gains more depth before jumping. Boom. Forces an interception. That's an A+ play. A+ play. Now, let me ask you, how many fucking linebackers can make this play? Look at the change of direction and how many directions he goes in. That's one false step for the play action. That's 2 false steps. Big ones, too. Now he's inside because the tight end looks like he's going inside. So he turns inside, sees that he peeks at him, sees that he breaks outside. So double move on top of the play action, gets underneath it, still breaks this up. What the fuck? That was bad. So the Raiders game is almost over. This is all his snaps for the Raiders game, right? Where is he playing bad in this game? And these are most of his snaps versus the Raiders. Okay? Run and pass. Most of his snaps. Okay? Where is he playing bad at? Here we go. Coverage. Here he's running to the ball, makes the tackle. I don't see that was a good tackle in space. Good tackle. Again, what we got going on? Look at the coverage. Like he jumped everything. Watch this. Watch this. He jumping everything. This is all year he's been doing this. Watch this. Boom. So he's covering 2 guys on this one, right? He's hugging the seam on this initial, boom, hugs the slant first, and then jumps this, hits, and stays underneath him the rest of the time. Forces what? He forces him to come up off that and throw to the flat. But watch where Geno's looking. Geno wants this, but can't get it because of what he's doing. Look. Where are he looking? Looking for the slant first. Nothing there. He looking for the tight end right now. Watch this. Jumps it. So now he come up off of it because he has to. That's all Kenneth Murray right there, man. But they don't give him credit for that. They don't give him credit for none of this stuff that you're seeing because you don't see a play being made, so you don't think nothing's happening. But in coverage, he's been killing it like that all year. That's why he's out there. Again, watch this. Where's he trying to get the ball to? Where are you trying to get the ball to? One of these two. Where Kenneth Murray? Right where he looking at. Can he get the ball? He trying to get the ball to the tight end. Can he get it to him? No. Kenneth Murray holding on that one, but they ain't call it. Osa get a sack. They be like, Osa got a sack. Osa got a coverage sack. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm tired. So I'm not gonna pull no more film up of him tonight. But I got plenty more of Kenneth Murray film. I've been watching. This is what I'm saying. I got all that. Every game is like that, all cut up. Every game. So if anybody gonna say that he trash, it's gonna be me. If he was, I would say it. He said, "No, that was a hell of a play by Murray. People don't understand as what he did on that interception play is next to impossible to make. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. So I'm saying if you can't figure out how to make a guy like that who got that type of athleticism, you can't play with him. You don't know what you're doing then. Not gonna lie, I'm starting to like him. His stance was pissing me off because I didn't see him doing shit. This dude low key cold. I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm tripping. Especially if you're gonna have him doing gap exchanges, LOL. It actually makes sense. He said, what'd he say? Hold on, what else? Boom. Okoye, bro, just became an Eagles fan, bro. Cowboys ain't even worth breaking down film on last 30 years. Hey, you from Philly. I ain't gonna be mad at you if you become an Eagles fan, man. It's simple to fix too. All Eber zone got to do is press and show blitz and have them break out of it, and boom, fixed. I mean, he ain't gonna do it. It's mostly the older crowd. Yeah, you're right. He said, I feel with the better coaching staff defensively, Kenneth Murray and the DB group could end up being all pro and Pro Bowl type players. I'm just saying. Akoye is that I read all that already. Cool, cool. He said, nobody recognized the Cowboys deep in the playoffs since nobody recognizes the Cowboys deep in the playoffs since Bill Clinton was the president. Yeah, that's facts, man. Um, and maybe it's Bill Clinton. Who knows? But maybe it's a curse. Let me do one more. I'm gonna do one more. Let's do the last Eagles game. Let's see what he was doing that game. Because we played well that game too, didn't we? You know what I mean? Let's go for the cardio. He said, "Bro, I've played, so I understand." Hold on, let me see what's happening on this play. All right, Kenneth Murray, middle of the field. What's he doing? Covering space. There's nothing happening in that play, but they get broken up. Where is he looking? This was all. Yo, Kenny Clark been balling. He been balling. He gets held on that one, but nothing happened. So he's supposed to be gap exchanging here. Boom. He knows it, but he presses instead because he sees the first step of Saquon. And then he tries to go under that block and gets pulled, but nothing happened. Going up, my coaches. You out? All right, peace. Ew. Broke on that. Didn't get there, but good closing speed makes the tackle. Cool. That wasn't his assignment, but he made the tackle. Cool. He said, "Who cares, bro? Motherfuckers don't even understand football nowadays. They just watch people's agendas on TV and the internet and play Madden and fantasy and think that's how it goes." Yep. Look at. Do you see this? Watch this. The ball don't go to him, right? But he gets on. How you make up that much ground? He's playing the run. Who can play the run in the pass like this? He playing the run, and then he got to dart and get underneath AJ. Look where he ends up. He still gets to AJ and gets to his bracket coverage that he's supposed to, his coverage assignment. Boom. That one he covering grass. They got me. All right, cool. Oh no. Let me see. Am I back? Let me know if I'm back. Then I'm going to bed. Let me know when I'm back. I guess they got me. Let me know if I'm back, yo. Am I back? Am I? Mm, I guess not. Nope. All right. Well, I'm out. Oh, I am back. Oh, oh, that's good. Am I back? Are y'all saying yes? What you saying yes for, Cleveland? I'm back. It's cold as shit down here too, man. Y'all got me down here frozen. It's back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, I ain't doing that no more because I tested it. I'm testing my hand. I just got remonetized. I gotta stop. All right. But I did that because y'all was talking so much trash. You know what I mean? I had to get them. But make sure y'all share this on Twitter. You know what I mean? Y'all take pieces of it and do what y'all gotta do with it. But I ain't putting no more footage up. I don't think I need to say no more. But the bull, to me, has prototypical linebacker skills that I think you can definitely build around. And I've seen him make plays that I don't think any other linebacker can make. If that's what I'm looking at, and I'm saying that, hey, this is a guy who I think you could build around. Not build around, but you can play with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Kenneth Murray is ever going to be great. Now, if he is, cool, but I don't think so. But you definitely can play with the guy. And to say that they weren't playing well in this game, you reaching because the front seven was the only thing that I liked about the Minnesota game. They played exceptionally well, and they actually played well versus Detroit too, except for they gave up touchdowns in the crucial moments, but they didn't give up big plays. We haven't been getting gashed versus the run since Quentin Williams has been here. If you guys notice, nobody has killed us on the ground. Nobody, not once in the 5 games. So we do have good run defense now. It's just the pass defense still sucks. But listen, man, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. It's almost 1:30. I'm going to bed. Peace.